positive news late last night from VIR Biotechnology on its antibody drug, sending shares of that company soaring today. VIR CEO Dr. George Scangos joins us now. George, it's great to see you this morning. These long-awaited results, not disappointing. You guys were a company founded to fight viruses just a few years before this historic pandemic hit. How prescient can you be? Tell us about what these results mean and what your first drug, if it gets authorized, could do for the pandemic right now.
Yeah, thank you, Meg. Thanks for having me on this morning. Look, we're thrilled to see the data yesterday, an 85% reduction in hospitalization or death in patients who are newly diagnosed. And we're very pleased with that number. It's a very high level of reduction. The antibody has other characteristics we think can give it some advantages. The data we have so far suggests the antibody does retain activity against many of the variants that are circulating. And we selected the antibody right from the beginning to have that property. So we're very, very pleased about that as well. And our dose is smaller than other antibodies that have been given to patients. And the dose is small enough so that we can formulate it and give it intramuscularly as opposed to intravenous. So it would be more convenient administration. We have to, of course, do the trial to make sure that the intramuscular version has the same properties as the IV version. But if that's the case, then I believe this antibody can be much more widely available and much more widely used than antibodies have been up until now.
What role do you see antibody drugs like yours playing as more and more people get vaccinated against COVID-19?
Yeah, look, I think we don't know yet the full extent of how much this virus can change. Certainly the variants that are circulating are taking over the population, and they'll soon be the standard strains, the new standard strains. It's possible, perhaps even likely, that there'll be variants of those that further escape immunity. So I think over the next few years, we will need constantly updated vaccines, and we will need drugs because people continue to get COVID. So in order for us to regain some semblance of normal life, the vaccine efficacy is fantastic. I have to give credit to Pfizer, Moderna, J&J, all the companies who developed those in record time. But they by themselves are not going to bring this pandemic to an end. We're going to need those and in addition to good drugs. And we are pleased and hopeful that we'll be able to contribute to that.
George, it's Morgan. I'm curious. I mean, one of the things we've been hearing is that as exciting and as successful, or I guess seemingly successful antibody therapies such as yours are turning out to be, that it's actually very challenging to administer them to enough people, given the fact that they're intravenous. Is that something that is going to change or evolve over time?
Oh, definitely. I think that's one of the main factors that has limited the use of the antibodies. And so if there is a more convenient route of administration, I think the use will become more widespread. We have a dose, 500 milligrams, that is small enough so that you can formulate it to be given just in an intramuscular injection, just a shot. And so we are working on that as we speak. We hope to bring that into clinical testing very soon now. And if that intramuscular form behaves like the intravenous form, which we certainly hope to be true, then I think we'll have a drug that doesn't have to be infused IV and can provide a benefit to many more patients than the antibodies currently can do.
And what is the time frame to getting those data, sorry, George, from the intramuscular administration, the shot? Because one could envision, and tell me if this is the right way to think about this, but right now, patients have to get these drugs early in the course of disease. So you have to get your positive test results, then you have to try to go get this treatment. And as an antibody IV treatment, it's tough because you have to go to a center and get it. But let's say you get a positive rapid test result, you're high risk, you just get a shot right there. Is that how this could be administered? So how long until we get those results and that could possibly be reality?
It could. Well, we'll certainly have them over the course of this year. I don't know whether it's 2 months or 6 months, but somewhere in that time frame, we should have data to tell us whether the intramuscular form is behaving in the same way as the IV form. So, in some ways, that's a long way away. In other ways, it's very short. So I think it's important to remember that it's only 1 year and 2 weeks ago that we discovered this antibody, and then we have results from the phase 3 trial. So things have gone incredibly quickly, and we hope to get this new trial done with the intramuscular form done in the same kind of time pace.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.